It was there too.
Yeah.
But that's not like the trade that I was expecting to, because we were basically discussing about, okay, you get Quab, I get Gyro, or I get Gyro, you get Quab. But now they are going for the Naga, and they gave both of those away. Like arguably both of the best heroes of Secret, they gave both away.
Yeah, I mean, giving up both the Quap and the Gyro does seem pretty big.
It's a very aggressive draft, though, with the Lina and giving away Queen of Pain and Gyro. I like it. It's definitely unpredictable from Cloud9.
Do you think they should have picked a combo with Naga instead of Lina? Like the Disruptor that...
I think there's a lot that you can combo with.
There definitely is,
Like,
but it just seems like the tendency. Every time you pick Naga, Disruptor's the second phase ban. And when you get Naga overall first pick like this, and there's no like obvious pick, you could actually maybe have saved Lina and get Disruptor.
I mean, there's still like Darkseer.
But I guess that happens a lot more if you are pretty sure 100% that the Naga is a support and use him for more team fight purpose, then you do that. But right now, Cloud9, it doesn't show whether if it's definitely a support or they can still play it as a core, and Envy loves to play it. And following up with a Lina, Lina is good versus Quap in the lane. And of course, if you play Lina as a core, he's going to be getting the axe sometime soon, and it's going to be a good way of dealing with the Gyro. Maybe that's what they have planned. They give away the Gyro, but they have some way of dealing with him later on.
Right on, and we do see Secret, I mean, using as much time as they can before there's time to ban out the Disruptor. That one we expected. The Brood, yeah, being banned out by Cloud9 right away. Now, where does Tusk lie in all this? I mean, went through the first phase of bans and picks.
I mean, Secret have first pick coming out next phase.
Right, so is that something we want to expect from Secret, or do they want to wait because Cloud9 historically hasn't?
I would say so. I think
it's possible.
Wait, why did Cloud9 ban Rubik? What are they scared of?
Crow.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be. It could be even because they want to pick like Clockwork or something like that. It doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because with just the picks they have, I feel like that might not be the ban you're looking for.
Yeah, and look at the Secret bans as well. They took out both the supports that go really well with Naga, and yeah, Tusk might just be a very good addition towards their team. But Cloud9's both the first two picks of Cloud9, they do fare very well against Tusk in a fight. Like there's a song against the Snowball, and obviously there's an area of effect stun from the Lina.
Well, I mean, again, it doesn't seem like they necessarily have to rush it. Cloud9 not known to rushing the Tusk themselves too much, so.
Well, they could also do like a Naga Enigma combo too, which is why they might ban out the Rubik. I mean, you talk about banning out partners with Naga, but I think there are a lot.
Yeah, that actually might. If you want to go for Enigma, yeah, of course you try to ban out the Rubik as much as you can.
I'm trying to think of other Naga partners though. It's mainly
CM and
CM Disruptor, Darkseer, I would say.
Sand King?
Sand King's pretty good too.
I mean, and the rare
they have Lina too.
Undying as well, the Sleep and the Tombstone. So I mean, we talk about a lot. You place Tombstone, you sleep, you kill the Tombstone, but it's also really good together.
I mean, at that point, you start listing a lot of heroes that just need some sort of setup. I mean, we have a lot. The list could technically go on, right, for a long time. I mean, you mentioned Sand King, Tidehunter could come up.
Dazzle.
Yeah, Dazzle is true, and there we go. It comes up. We saw that slip through.
It's really shaping up into a core Naga though.
Undying is a very interesting suggestion here, I think.
With the Naga, you
Song into Weave into Tombstone is very powerful.
It's very powerful.
But when you look at Secret, you don't even know if you want to teamfight into that. Like, even with something that ridiculously powerful,
could always Techies.
We could have Techies on this stream too.
Secret could actually get it now, but Naga's pretty good against it. So
yeah, you have Illusion to clear the mines early on, so there are ways that they can deal with it, of course, for sure, with their lineup right now.
I mean, playing a Suicide Techies though, Naga is so against, if it's a support Naga.
Right. I mean, still not 100% set. So what does Secret need a little bit more of? I mean, obviously they've got their Quap and the Gyro as their cores here, so... I mean, you mentioned maybe they just don't want to fight at all against Cloud9. In that case, where do they gear towards?
They can go for more greedy junglers, I guess. If you are confident that Cloud9 won't come and challenge you, you can go for greedy junglers. Like CM is something Secret like to pick a lot. Just go from the jungle and just farm her and roam around when you're level 3 with the smoke.
Keeper's good, but they banned it. Enigma is like not that great versus Naga, I would say.
Oh, and the Techies pick comes out. Well, as Ben
They
you
actually
suggested
went.
that.
I mean, they got their second phase Tusk pick, and they've good experience playing this hero against Cloud9. I think the last time they played it against
Yeah,
them,
it
they
was
just
a
completely
DAC.
threw
It
them.
was a
Yeah,
DAC.
That was not a good game for Cloud9. But I thought, so if Cloud9 didn't have Naga, I would actually feel very confident that Secret were definitely very much considering Techies. But against Naga, you always have the mirror images. They can go
Right.
scout out the mines. She's a very good gem carrier.
I think it's more
but
just
it's for the lanes. They
It's,
just
yeah,
want to
it's
dominate.
like I don't think Naga Siren is that good versus a Suicide Techies, though, and that's usually how they play it. Like if you play offensive with
They have great
Tusk and Techies, it's like your illusions are useless, pretty much. Like you get snowballed and you get suicide,
Right.
and then that's it. Like you, like
Fair.
I think it's good against like maybe Techies that we sometimes see in pubs, but I think their style is way different and also very flexible. It's also good versus ending the game early versus Naga Siren, so you can't underrate the damage on from landmines onto the towers.
This is, of
enough.
course, I think Cloud9, at least they should kind of have expected that this was a possibility. And
Right.
I would say if you're scared of the aggressive dual lane Tusk Techies, Dazzle is one of the absolute
Yes,
go-to heroes.
I definitely agree.
You keep your hero topped off so that if they engage, they have to deal their maximum. They need to have full mana.
Right,
And
yeah.
Naga Siren has high base armor, so Suicide deals less damage. It's a physical damage ability, and you have Grave. So I don't know if Secret can actually find kills in this lane. To be honest with you.
I
And
think,
maybe they're not
you
even
know,
doing that lane.
They
might
could
just
they
switch
could
it
just
up.
offensive try.
Yeah.
Like on top, like if you're like okay.
Yeah, then
if-
they find kills.
yeah, I think that'd be a good way to deal with the Dazzle. I think if it's 2-on-2, I think the Dazzle lane will win. But I think if you throw down Gyro or one more support down there, I think they'll crush the Dazzle lane.
Or you could just, you could safe lane pull jungle with Techies because Cloud9 will probably be
That's also true.
expecting the aggressive duel. You could just throw them off, just play it differently. Or dual lane mid.
Winter, what
Just
are
roll
your
over
thoughts
Lina all
on
the time. That's actually sick.
the Techies rounding things out? Of course, now with the Wispan coming out from Secret.
I still think even though the Naga is good versus the Suicide and stuff, and you can use illusions to clear out the mines, but if you lane, like what they mentioned, Naga plus Dazzle against the Tusk and Techies pressure lane, I still feel he wouldn't have a good time in the lane. He might not die in the lane, but it doesn't mean that he's going to get a lot of farm, because
Right.
he's going to be under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
He doesn't farm well.
Yeah, I mean, simply not dying is not good enough right now for Secret and
So
of course the
they
Techies.
might actually consider leaving the Darkseid in that lane instead of the Naga.
Oh, okay.
I think Darkseid will also die
So-
a lot too, unfortunately.
Cloud9 is actually expecting a jungling hero as well. They last banned the Enchantress.
But Snowball is 650 move speed, right? And Surge is 522, and you need to cast it first.
Yeah, but
So
I
Darkseid
mean,
will still get caught.
almost all of them will cast Frost Charge before you snowball, so you can't run away from it. So it's not completely relevant. But yes, I think Secret could get away with any jungler that they like, and it looks like they just want to pressure Cloud9 a lot because, as you said, they expected to knock us out in core.
And there's also other benefit of getting Ench because you can actually steal the Naga Siren illusions if it's a core Naga Siren. So Cloud9 definitely taking that into consideration and removing the Enchantress off the pool. So
And the Chen
it's
finally
the other
coming
one.
out. As you guys have been mentioning, I mean, maybe in a little bit of a different context for sure, but Chen could have come out a few more times earlier in TI so far in day one, but finally coming out for Team Secret
Yeah,
here.
and it's one of the better opponents to come up with. You want to end the game quick against
Yeah.
Naga. You never want to go late, even though they have Techies, but at the same time, against Naga, you try your best not to go late because that hero is crazy late game. You rarely lose with a hero if the game goes past like 50, 60 minutes.
This is very reminiscent of Team Secret's flawless group stage run at DAC. Not the pick order, but they get the Quap, they get the Chen. They help out the mid lane most likely, I would guess. They have a very solid safe lane carry. And then the reason this Chen is going to work out so well, or at least what they're expecting to work out very well, is that Techies will draw a lot of attention to himself and force heroes to be in that lane.
So-
and that opens up for Chen to either execute ganks or just free jungle at no cost.
Do you switch up the Naga now and just put her as a support and then go for a different carry?
I feel these four heroes need a lot of firepower. They need a very strong carry. If you switch the Naga out, so they're actually switching the Naga out?
No,
Support.
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 He's going to max Warcry. I
Okay.
guess. And
I have
then
not seen that counter yet, but that's
Max Warcry
good in
and
theory.
Max Warcry and tank the Techies mines.
You can take Suicide if you see Snowball coming.
I
in
guess
Warcry.
so.
Yeah.
They have,
It's
setup
kinda-
stun,
yeah,
they have a setup stun for Lina. They have Iron Shell for the Sven. It's okay. I don't think it's great. though.
I think it's a pretty good draft from Cloud9.
Vacuum into the Stormhammer sounds good.
I mean, yeah,
They need the
vacuum
right
Naga-
mentality going into the game. Like if their minds are in the right place, they can possibly win this game. If they come off on the wrong foot and they just lose their way, In my opinion, Techies is one of the absolute hardest heroes in the game to play against if you're behind. He's actually fairly easy to deal with if you're ahead in a lot of situations, but the really difficult thing that's made Secret so successful with Techies is that they win the laning stage, and then they starve you super quickly. Like, most of the times you see teams get starved out at, like, say, minute like 30 or 40, you lose all your towers and you lose map control. Techies makes it happen like minute 15. You just you don't know where you can go. So, gonna be really interesting to see.
Well, we're jumping into the game Techies here on this stream. Of course, we have Complexity picking Techies on a different stream too. It's game 2 between C9 and Team Secret.
He's gonna go here and put down a ward. So Techie is straight up running towards bottom.
So it looks like, okay, well, before we get ourselves carried away, we start talking about lanes. We can welcome everyone in from the mainstream. We got the wish. Santa has arrived, and it is Christmas in July. It is Secret Techies game with Tusk up against Cloud9 in TI5, game number 2 of this 2-game series.
Hey man, S4 said it at ESL. Techie is one of those first pick, first bad material heroes. He's just not really been giving that first pick, but
he's legit, is what he is. He's legit.
Definitely dangerous when you have him in a combination. On his own, kind of hard to play out, but it can definitely work. And they see the gyrocopter as he moves down here, standing on top of the ward, trying to bait someone, I actually believe, because he has his team around. Probably knows that there is a sentry around.
Puppy's bringing 2 sentries down on his on the courier. There's only one ward which is blocking the first pull point. So they haven't really, like, obviously because of Secret's positioning, Cloud9 couldn't contest the entire jungle with wards.
Because that's what you want to do against the Chen. You want to run out and force down a lot of wards.
Are they going to try and fight this? Kuro, the man the front lines. They might think a level 1 fight would be good for Cloud9. And
the snowball.
Oh, that light strike array is a long, long way away. They have Snowball and No-Tail. He's gone inside the pit here. Isolated. The shards will keep Roshan away from No-Tail. Zai will move in, and Kuro gets the first blood. Okay, he actually uses just the mine to do the work.
Yeah, and the last hit goes to Techie, so good starting gold for him there. Definitely gonna need it. And yeah, very hard for C9 to contest that rune at all. Seems that they're gonna mind game a little bit with how they lane this. RTZ running all the way towards the top lane, where he's gonna be soloing it up against Darkseer.
So that's not really a bad lane. It's going to be wait for the creep wave to come under the tower and then farm it up style of lane. But it leaves Zai and Kuro to go up against Envy and Misery. And it will, in fact, be No-Tail as well. So it is a try-off lane for Cloud9. And they Stormbolt. They're chasing after Kuro. They know he doesn't have Suicide. So one quick bind is all he can do. Does damage across all 3. But Cloud9 shutting down the Techies.
Yeah, very strong try lane here. With the Shadow Wave early on, you can't really fight into that. And as you said, you don't have Suicide.
I love this from Fada as well as Chen. Now with the strike on Fada, he can go for the clap and slow him down. The light strike array will still connect, but Puppy just goes to work, and then the blink over. He avoids the slave. They'll come into the slave right now. The salve right now. S4 munching on the trees, but the salve is not going to do enough. Heal all the tango. The charge was enough. Misery, he's going to arrive. S4 is dead. He does one last shadow strike, but he'll go down for the count.
Wow, Misery already part of 2 kills here, and of course No-Tail as well, as they make good rotations. So the supports from C9 already knowing what to do.
Yeah, they've done it beautifully. And you always know that Puppy is going to be that big problematic kind of player. He wanted the Enchantress because that way he could at least have like the Hellbear there and get something else to inflict a different lane. Now Snowball bottom lane. Envy, it's just the explosion from the Techies. But now Zai's also going to go down. He got ensnared. He couldn't get the last punch into the Tusker.
Yeah, it's the Warcry doing so big of a difference here, because you get 5 bonus armor. And that's just enough, you know. They cannot kill them with Suicide.
This is going to be a rough game for Scriff. I feel so sorry for our cameraman.
Things going on all over the map.
It can happen in a moment, and that's all that was. Like it was a small inch snowball in Naga, thinking that's going to be a way they can shut down Envy.
Suicide to Roshan by No-Tail, just traveling back to base, so buying all his items first, of course. Eternal Envy at TI5, Gyrocopter 0 and 3, Antimage 0 and 3, Razor 0 and 1. What?
Wait, that's not a really great result.
That doesn't sound great.
That's a shame game right there.
Yeah. I mean, you basically brought up all the heroes he has lost on. Come on now. That's... Yeah.
Yeah, Gyrocopter 3-0. I'm like, wait, hang on. I was fairly certain we just had a victory for Cloud9 on Gyrocopter.
Yeah.
That's better. All right, so there's no suicide attack for Kuro. You don't have momentum, and this lineup is so critical to get that momentum. it's almost like a slow down time. Stack up in the jungle, farm with the Wild Wing. Poppy's capable of doing that, even though it's currently on cooldown.
Yep.
S4's lane in the mid, 11-4 up against the 13-3, fairly well balanced. And Techies found a decent amount of farm as well. And what's in return? Like, the big core for C9 is the Naga Siren, who is now getting something, but the Darkseer was the one who was taking it all beforehand.
Definitely. It's so interesting seeing these lane switches. Talked to some of the players earlier on the day before the wildcards, actually, and everyone was saying that the lane switches are super important, and if you cannot do them or if you don't understand them, you're going to lose straight up. And that's what we see every game, like, switches.
They're coming in for Fada.
Yep, they want to
It's
go behind.
the snowball in towards the Lina. It's a long way to travel. That's why they had to put the shards up first with the scream. That's the death to Fada. And again, Kuro with the landmine finding the last hit.
Yeah, very nice there for Secret, because there was also a gang coming from C9, but that was just slightly too late. A little bit harder for them to gank the Queen than it is to gank the Lina.
We actually have the rotations now. So hello, Kuro. He's
Yeah.
moving up towards the north, trying to make it a little bit more difficult to farm up inside the jungle of C9.
Look at
Obviously,
no-tail.
when Darkseer goes missing, that's exactly what you're expecting to happen.
Yeah.
And Suicide attacks off cooldown in 13 seconds time too, so they can just get the pop kill.
They have been they have been scouted here though by the wards, so they're running around in the enemy jungle, but the enemy know that. So C9 fully aware of this.
That's the reason why Misery is being brought to the mid lane, and No-Tail, well, he'll walk back as well. S4, he doesn't have vision of No-Tail, but the Light Strike Array, Fader. This is now, what, 2 or 3 that he's missed? The initial one on the bottom lane fight?
Yeah, it's difficult. S4 has been very good with his positioning as well, so hard to get that. Meanwhile, Kuroki trying to set up a little death trap to the right there. And they're trying to go in. They have the suicide.
Here they come, and Fada's going to be the main target. Jump in with a scream, and just a suicide from Techies, but the shallow
not
grave.
in time.
The perfect timing there from No-Tail. There is still, however, shards available, but Fada, with stick charges and bottle charges, he gets his life back very quickly.
Dazzle and Sven, very good counter heroes to the Techie lineup, actually. The Grave, of course, doing the most work, but also the Warcry, denying so much of the damage in some of the fights.
Is it still worth the time, though, C9? Because you've got No-Tail, who spent a lot of time just walking around the Radiant Ancients, and Misery waiting behind him as well. Yes, you stop the kill from happening on your Lina. I'm never going to say that's a bad thing. But the Gyrocopter's getting farm. And we've seen Gyro carry a lot of games this tournament.
I think it's necessary. I don't think you have a choice, because there are ganks being thrown towards the Lina. Well, they're going mid. They're going on
S4
the
got a
Queen.
blink.
Yeah. I mean, there are ganks happening towards the Lina, and that's Lina's one weakness. She's a super strong 1v1 hero, but when you bring in people, she has no survivability, no armor, nothing. It's not like the Queen. So they're more here to protect her.
Okay, well, that's only going to last for so long. I'm still looking at Puppy, who they haven't stopped in the jungle. He's got 25 CS so far. Trying to come down for the haste rune. You were sicky about denying it. Sorry, the bounty rune. Sicky about denying it. Kuro, top lane, having a crack over on Envy. No suicide attacks. They need this mine to go to work again, and the control time just not enough. The Shallow Grave kicks in from No-Tail, maybe a little bit premature, as Kuro trying to back it up. Zai ensnared for the moment, and Vader with that Laguna Blade able to find the kill, and Kuro, he knew he was dead.
Yeah, double damage as well, and Lina just easily clicking. It wouldn't even have mattered. Kills the Techie with ease, and they're struggling a lot on this Techie and Tusk combination. We were excited when we were going to see it, but I'm more excited now by how well C9 are countering it.
Yeah, they've definitely, you'd expect coming into a tournament that there would be some level of prep done to counter the Techies pick, because everyone was expecting it.
Yeah, we saw it at ESL, and we have seen it some online tournaments as well, how strong it can be. So definitely no surprise. But it's a smart and simple counter.
Arteezy's still taking like a lot of farm off this bottom lane. He's looking for the kill on Bone 7. The Chen Creeps are doing some good harassment. Now they snowball in, and for the call down, Bone 7 gets hit by the first rocket. The Santa Blast from Puppy will find the kill, and they discover Misery, but there's no stun available, and not enough damage to kill him before the TP will complete.
Yep, easy, safe TP out for him, but they did bring down the Dazzle, so they got that going, and 169 gold is all they're going to get from him, because this is not a very, very rich kill.
Just a small amount.
Yeah.
Little by little, big things get done.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Envy, he's at the 4th highest net worth now after having to play that off lane. But
Yeah.
he had a lot of space on top, of course.
It's the like off lane until level 2.5 or 3, and then you switch. Like that's the current style at TI, that a lot of teams just start out with some lane and then switch when you have gotten the initial start on the hero that you want to have a good start. So it's very curious.
I'm wondering how long, though, Secret was going to let this go. Because you're still looking at, okay, a really nicely farmed up Gyro, but this gank train from Zai as well as Kuro hasn't been anywhere near as effective as they would have really liked it to be. Shallow Grave and Warcry being a major problem in that.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. It's fun to see Misery just farming here right underneath Arteezy as he's farming up the stacks.
They should
Misery
be leeching each other's experience at that.
Oh, they are, yeah. They are. And he's going to go and take a lot of experience here and going to steal some creeps.
Sent back. The Stormbolt will be thrown out by Misery, but...
Yeah, that one doesn't matter much as he was brought back to base. But he stole a lot there and just messing with Arteezy's farm. As you said, he has been free farming a lot, but now Misery trying to be on top of that.
Fade is also having a little bit of trouble keeping S4 out of his jungle. Picked up an illusion rune, so we scout out the fact there's a stack. So Fade is going to farm it up as quick as he can now.
Yeah, and S4 has really good game going for him. 45 last hits and 9 denies against a 44
On top
and
lane,
3.
they're going after No-Tail. With a call down from Gyro, they bring down the Dazzle, so no more Shallow Grave for him.
Yeah.
And Kuro is, with S4, now going to inflict damage into this tower. So the mine's level 2 only, but still that's a lot of damage being inflicted into buildings.
Yeah, they're still very strong, adding a lot to the push. And Tusk keeps finding initiations all over the place. Of course, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Here they go again. Fada, low on life. S4 is going to commit the Sonic Wave and Blink forward to ensure the kill. There is the Henna got available from Puppey if things get a little bit rough.
Oh,
and
he
Kuro,
wants the Queen, but she's too fast. Gotta go on Kuroki. He has the suicide, but they can't even force it, I think.
after the stun, they can't keep chasing.
Yeah, it's the same the other way around. The Sven and the Dazzle bring a lot of physical damage, but Techie has plenty of armor, actually. So, very easy for him to survive that.
I'm wondering too when Kuro is able to get his next item. He's been walking around with these semi-items for a while, so they're giving him the space in the mid to try and find some of this.
Interesting stat there that the only time that Techie and Tusk lost together was against Complexity. And that was when Summer's Rift played it. So, just interesting. It's only been played 6 times though, so we get very hyped when we see it.
All right, so you were talking about the push power coming out from Team Secret.
Look at Chen.
Light Striker Ray going to miss again, so S4's fine.
Yeah.
Chen's got a lot of levels over on him at the moment and almost finished the mech. When is the timing and what really, like, is it just a tier 1 tower push? Do they look for more?
It is now. I mean, he has the army coming with him now. His entire hood is joining with this, so this is when they want to push. They send back the gyrocopter so he can TP back up again if he wants to and help the push even more. I think he will.
She pick up the Morbid Mask on Jaro early too.
Yeah.
So not just rushing in a drums, actually having some lifesteal behind him.
They showed all the creeps on Chen though. They're not going to start with this push with a gank, so they're just going to reveal it. We'll see if they can hold it.
The whole move has been revealed. There's a dire observer ward watching the lane TPs.
Yeah.
So they, like, C9 see everything, and it's up to them if they want to try and defend this. The weave also now coming into play, so the armor is starting to rise. At the same time, Kuro is just having an absolute ball of a time pushing up the mid, now throwing down some bigger powder kegs, but it's the wrap around from behind. Misery looking for Arteezy. There's still 5-1 charges in their hand of God, but the fact they hold in the wall with the Laguna Blade as well, the heavy committal onto Arteezy to ensure the death.
They get killed the creeps, I think.
And they, well, they've got the surge, but Misery, the nuke and the shards coming up. They're backing up. There's double set of blast. Okay, there's only one now available, but they get Misery away.
Yeah, Tusk wants to go in and try and punish here, but everyone is still alive. Naga could TP in.
Shards just hurt Fader.
Oh, Naga has no mana. Yeah, they're gonna get this easier.
So they kill Arteezy, but they lose the tier 1 tower, but Eternal Envy never arrived.
Yeah,
so we're back into like almost the same situation as game 1. Space creation for Envy to get the Radiance.
Exactly. I would say that's pretty much a wash, though. Like, losing Arteezy and getting a tier 1, and meanwhile Envy was farming. If anything, it's a slight win for C9, because you expect more to happen there when you have the Chen. You have such a committed lineup to that push, and you still lost the fight. So, I think C9 are very happy with the way things are going. Looking at 2,000 gold on the Naga, so when she gets the Radiance, that's when this starts to get tough.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how you even stop that then. Like, what's the plan for Secret to, like, is it just a couple of landmines, different positions to get rid of the illusions before they can do any kind of push or damage?
Not really. I think remote mines, if anything, if you want to kill that. But then you need to start getting farm on your Techie. You need level 11, you need maybe an Aghanims. Like, then you can start, you know, dealing with that.
S4's pinging out. He wants a little bit of help. Now, the Dire Observer Ward and Sentry's there, so they do see that remote mine just sitting in the mid lane. They'd love to get rid of it. while S4 just wants to blink and Sonic Wave almost everyone. The Centaur from Puppey
Oh, the Centaur's gonna
doing
set
the
up.
scouting. S4 can almost hit 2 heroes here with just, in fact, 3 heroes here with the Sonic Wave.
He's faking it.
Oh, they saw him. The Weave actually gave vision on the high ground. It
Yeah.
didn't affect S4, but it gave him the vision.
Yeah, definitely. It scouted him. So he was actually canceling his ulti there. But all of C9, apart from Envy, are just defending mid. And that's exactly how they want to play this. Keep farming with Envy, leave all the other lanes to him. This is their playstyle.
But Arteezy's doing the same thing. Like MB and Arteezy are on polar sides of the map.
But they're not the same hero though, and Naga becomes a lot more scarier when she finishes up the Radiance than when the RTZ finishes up Helm of Dominator and Sanjiaxia or something
That's
like
true. Unless Secret are able to push fast enough to get the trade off. And with the mech over on the Chen and Hand of God coming up, actually, where is that? He hasn't actually, mech hasn't finished yet.
Yeah.
He bought Arcane Boots instead.
He did. Arcane Boots can be really important for them as well, since they're running a Techie, so it's no surprise. Also, the Tusk has had some mana issues, but he has Arcane Boots of himself.
Right, smoke movement from Secret. This should be a Roshan move.
Yeah, I think so.
They were scouting it out before to make sure everything's clear.
They have the medallion, they have everything, they're prepared for this Roche.
Yeah.
So just gonna go with the 10 creeps. They even have the ice armor, so 13 armor on this troll.
And Kuro can prepare the defense. Like, he's getting remote mines as well as wards here. So if C9 want to try and stop this, like,
Is he gonna weave it?
He should. He really should weave it. Kuro doesn't have a lot more to work with, though. Like, he could throw down another remote mine in a second.
Yeah,
And they threw down a
there we
sentry
go.
ward. There's the weave. So Roshan,
He's pinging it like ping, 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 ping.
2.7k.
Oh, they have the song. They're coming in with Naga.
Yeah, Paternal Envy.
He's
He's
in
going to
time.
turn on the music, and here it comes. They actually slow it all down. Roshan walking out the pit.
There's a lot of
Remember,
mines.
there's 2 remote mines. Bone7 almost killing himself on that. Then with the other explosion, only hit Misery, and Puppey nuking, and a perfect wall into the Sonic Wave from S4. They've taken out 2. Roshan killed by Arteezy at the same time.
Oh, Disaster could not strike harder. They at least to get out safely with their Envy and Lina. And Sven, of course, manages to get away as well. But that was not
Fada.
great.
Maybe he's got a chance here. Arteezy, there's your Hand of God, and they're coming in for the
Oh,
snowball.
he picked them
Actually
up.
picking up Arteezy so he can go into the Rocket Barrage. It is worse. And maybe with the heal, he'll get the stun. Misery, though, the Rocket Barrage
God, it
is
hurts.
just so much damage with the shards as well. They give a double kill to Arteezy. No tail will arrive, but to achieve only a weave.
Yeah, and they still have Aegis. All that for an attempt to kill the Aegis. They lose 2 more heroes, 2 important ones as well, or at least Lina, the most important one right now, to keep up fighting while Naga is farming. Suddenly, this game started looking a lot worse for C9. They are at the gold to finish up the Relic, but this gold momentum from Roshan, from towers, suddenly the pressure.
They lost about 6,000. Like, that was a swing to Secret as far as experience go.
Yep.
Gold was only a swing of 3,000, but I say only 3,000 when you're 16 minutes into a game. There's still a hell of a lot.
It is.
And Kuro got a lot of levels from that too. He's got 4 levels up in the mines. Hilariously enough, he's planting it right next to the tire of
Yeah,
Server.
they saw what he was up to there.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will have vision on you. That's unfortunate for Kuro. He's going to go back and plant 1 more landmine, I think, and then back out. But shouldn't achieve too much. They're going to actually chase him. They're mad at this little bastard.
Well, Fada knows it's a free kill.
Fada can kill him, for
Like,
sure.
all he's got to do is just get the Yules into Light Strike Array and Laguna.
Yeah.
It's a low cooldown.
No
so
mana for Suicide as well, so this Techie is dead.
Yeah. He left the keg instead to keep the vision up.
Rejoice, Techie haters. You get to see him die.
The issue, though, is the fact that they still have vision all through the dire jungle. Like, the Observer Ward's watching the mid area.
Look at that move,
And
though.
now Misery just, okay, he decided to walk through.
Yeah, he has 4 points into the Warcry. This is specifically against the Techie. So he gets 20 armor. I think I missaid and said 16 earlier. That's old. It is buffed since then. But the 20 armor, just able to run through it.
So he's a mine clearer.
Yeah.
That's what Sven is. He's a bulldozer.
He is Minesweeper. Very effective.
Well, this tier 1 tower stays unnumbered as Secret bring in their Chen army. They are losing their armor, of course, but they've also got a little bit of a counter to that. So Puppey managed to pick up an Ogre Frost Mage. So they're getting a little bit of their armor back. Just a little bit. Which is still a problem, though.
Yeah, Frost Armor is really good. It's a very nice spell. This Frost Armor, though, does not slow down range attacks like the Lich. Lich is he's the master of Frost Armor.
Yeah. Full Orchid. 18 minutes now off for Queen of Pain flying in on the Courier.
Very nice. Orchid is going to help them a lot. It's great against Darks here. One of the best items you can get against them.
Arteezy stunned up. Fada Yule Scepter, Light Strike Array now going to go for it, but then he gets orchided and then just instantly snowballed. The Shallow Grave will keep him alive, but the call down, it will connect on Notal, but Arteezy, the flat cannon damage, he's trying to reach up far enough. Notal will drop down very, very low, but Secret still get their objective. They still get tier 2.
Yep, and they do it in a convincing fashion as they push there. They don't even have Techie there. He doesn't need to be there. So he's been, you know, just running around trying to plant some more mines, get some vision up.
He wants levels. He wants to get the like you saw the ineffectiveness of the kegs.
Yeah.
Around Roshan.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we're all expecting like a huge explosion, remembering what Kuro has done with this guy before. And then you're like, wait, no, that's a level 1 power keg.
Yeah, exactly. And there was only 2 level 1 remote mines. They don't do that much. However, when they start claiming more and more map control, like they are now, removing another tier 2 tower, they're actually going to be able to shut in C9 a lot. And they need to buy a gem for Envy soon. And just put that. Speaking of Envy, look at his gold. He has the Radiance in just 75 more gold.
More fun times, but there's only 1 tier 2 tower remaining on their side of the map.
Yeah. Harsh.
And at the same time, I'm also seeing a triple ancient stack for the Gyrocopter, who has a full SMY.
He just barely needs a little bit more gold in the jungle, and then the Techie
Misery?
comes in and steals it.
Okay, yeah, you're not going to achieve that.
Yeah, that was...
This ward's also going to time out in 10 seconds.
It is. But yeah, the full SNY, as you say, is what Arteezy likes to build. I think I've seen it in every game that he played Gyrocopter that we cast. He's been building the Helm of Dominator SNY build.
Okay, so they destroyed the keg inside the Dire jungle, revealing the fact that Sentry Ward's there. If Secret come up, which they probably will, as Kuro's got has got a Sentry up his sleeve, he's going to find the Dire Observer Ward, which was freshly placed.
Yeah, if he manages to find that, though. Not certain yet. He's rushing for the Force Staff as well. Very common if you're playing this kind of not farming Techie, just running around and supporting. If you can get the Force Staff, you're going to be more than happy.
He's playing the lane control Techies.
Yeah.
Like he's exploding remote mines to stop these Naga illusions from pushing anything.
Yeah, they're still going to get the farm, though. Envy is on top of that game. He has been playing some Naga farming games before in his ranked games. I've seen it.
At the
Spammer.
same time, like, have they got the money? Okay, yeah, there's definitely money for a gem, but Lena wants her Academ Scepter first.
Yeah, that's what she should be building into. She has 2 low HP right now, so getting the full Aghanims would be amazing.
Misery
Queen
can buy it
going
soon.
for a solo kill on Envy.
Can he do it? With the Orchid Sonic Wave, that should pop him.
Oh, no, the
Is it
bottle.
enough? He's low.
The bottle
and
was
now the
enough.
Song of the Siren.
Yeah.
Ensure the runaway, Puppy. Well, Violet's going to send him up, and there is the Chen army behind him. The Song of the Siren protecting Puppy for a moment.
Yep, managing to get away at least.
But that's
not
Song
gonna
down.
die.
That's
Yep.
Song down. You could potentially think about doing damage on high ground, but you also blew your Sonic Wave.
I mean, at least it's a very easy tier 2 top. If you just go and push there, you're going to get that very easily, as there's no way for Naga to really contribute now. Arteezy just clearing the creeps, and like to see Misery pushing so far out there, trying to cover this push.
He can only do a little bit. Kuro's already preparing the perimeter of remote mines across the map. And a very early Greaves, 21 minutes in.
Darkseer?
Chen was able to finish the
Chen.
full Greaves.
Yeah, Darkseer is going for it as well, but yeah, Chen has his Greaves already. Very nice item for him. Greaves are actually so much better for Chen than the old Mana Boots and Mech. If you want to go into Aghanims Chen now, you don't have the same mana issue that you used to. So it works really well.
The beauty of the new items.
Yeah.
Cloud9 grouping up as 4 on the top. Meanwhile, in the Radiant jungle, Poppy is chasing a very pesky Naga Siren. Now, there is no Song of the Siren. Zai can't get close enough that he can catch up to Envy, but now he will. Can he get the punch in time? Yes, he can.
He gets
The
it.
TP cancelled. This should be the death of Eternal Envy. In fact, it will be. The call down from Jara will do the work.
Eternal Envy goes down.
At the same time, it's buying more space for the rest of Cloud9 now.
Yeah, it's always about trying to create as much space as possible if you're gonna die. So he died far into the Radiant side of the map, trying to force them far away, at least.
S4... Not where he wants to be.
S4 doesn't have any defensive item, and he was scouted out by that ward, so maybe C9 could think about fighting that. But with all of Secret coming, they're just gonna back out.
Yeah, and they're happy with this. Like, Secret's wasting their time. Like, Arteezy's farming up the Ancients, which is great for him.
Yeah.
He's actually at a point now where he can pick up the Demon Edge.
Exactly. So Arteezy's getting strong. That's fine for Secret, but same for C9. Like, they lost. Oh, wait. Running into Arteezy here.
Maybe this is not the greatest position for it. Yeah, Arteezy after Bone 7. The Mech and Shallow Grave TP out. He's got no points up in homing missile. to do anything. In fact, both will TP out safely.
TP outs everywhere from C9.
And we got the Trip Centaur from Puppey.
Yeah, that's the creeps you want to have around this stage. So good. Also has the 1 armor creep, which is going to do a lot of work against the Weave, of course.
Actually, not that bad as well as cleaning off the Naga illusions. When you got that test of faith.
Yeah, it's okay. He's not that great at it, but at least they're pretty decent heroes for killing Naga illusions. They would have done a lot better job doing it with the Lion, but hey man, then they couldn't have the Techies.
Is there a clock right now for Secret to win this game on? Or is Techies going to be big enough that he can keep carrying later into the game?
Against Naga, there's always a clock. Because it doesn't matter how farmed you are, against a good player with gear cap on Naga, you can straight up lose. Like, no matter what items you have on your carry, you can just always lose the game.
So, with a fresh BKB over on Arteezy, is this a time you feel they should be looking at Tier 3 towers at least?
I think so. This is the time to start at least cracking up to Tier 3, and maybe even more.
But they might just start losing out. Like, this Naga is creep skipping into the mid lane, taking out the bottom lane with the help now of Misery, who triggered God's Strength to try and take out this tower.
You think this is bad? Wait till he has Octarine and Manta. You better go now.
You've got Aghanim Scepter on Lina, but you've got a Blink Dagger on Bone 7. C9 are actually in a position where they can try and fight. Arteezy, front of the lines, and they called out Fada. But Fada, there will be that shallow grave to keep him alive. He will still end up dying, but at least he gets his damage out, while the Flat Cannon taking care of the Naga illusion, so there's no more Radiance but apart from Naga herself. And the wall is so far back.
Oh,
if they chase out here, there's still 2 remote mines down. And they're level 2 remote mines. They're running into him right now. Envy's got to be careful. He knows it. But they shards, they hold him in, and now Song of the Siren. But what's this for? Is it just a retreat?
Yeah, I mean, vacuum cooldown is basically like an ulti nowadays, right? So they don't have time to do it again.
There's 3 remote mines now by Kuro.
Yeah, 4 now.
Yeah.
He's just stacking up, making a safe spot for him to retreat into, even some stasis traps as well, to make sure that they can feel safe back there. Lina is responding soon.
7, the back, but there's no wall. And now Arteezy on the front lines with the Rocket Barrage. He's going after No-Tel with a call down on Envy. He's going to bring him down. Cloud9 being sieged inside their own base. They can't push him. The Greaves from Puppey bringing Secret back to full life, still with the Centaur army.
Oh, there's no stopping Secret now.
They're TPing forward. Bone 7, he actually TP's in, but he's not ready. There's no wall. Now they go for the Orchid over on Fada. Sonic Wave, Misery, the Rocket Barrage will finish the job on that front. And Fada also falls back. Buyback now comes from Misery, but they already took the melee rack. Secret just want to back up over the mines. You've got to be careful. Bone 7's close. The back, they still need to fall back a little bit further. Tusk Snowball going in a little bit deeper. And Secret's just like, please pull back as far as you can right now.
They have no detection.
Fada's so close, and they're not doing it. Like, C9, they have to know. They have to know.
They have no detection, though. They can't go in there.
They're not going to come out. Look at it. He's throwing it in front of their faces.
Arteezy is like, yeah, come get me. Try.
This is the safe zone.
Yeah. This is the spot that you cannot enter. Kuroki is just being cocky right now.
He's trying to force up Envy into it.
Yeah, Envy's like, I think there are mines there, guys.
Now it's time to back up. So they bring out observers and sentries. It's too short.
No,
the first sentry's too
short. They're just
short.
being safe. They're gonna drop the next one at a recent distance. Now they know they're not gonna die.
All right. So back to the lane pushing. Puppey's waiting for a new creep.
Yeah, Puppey. And at the same time, what are we looking at for gold right now over on the sides? There's plenty of gold on the side of Secret all over.
I'm surprised Kuro continues to
they're
prep.
smoking around.
Yeah, they're coming behind them. So there's one way to get around the remote mines, but there's a remote mine on top of the hill. So there is some vision to be given from this, and they can just play around their own
They see
mines.
Puppey. They're gonna kill Puppey.
Okay, that's one way.
Oh, actually, they're kind of indecisive.
The cooldown's going to come in with the flag cannon. Misery's going to lose a lot of life. The war cry is giving a lot of life to work with.
Oh,
well,
that's not great for them. They just went... Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're calling GG on it.
That's it. It was the last YOLO loop.
Man, you could see in that last fight how they were not agreeing on what to do. Like, some of them wanted to kill Puppey, some of them wanted to go on the Techie and the Tuskar, and they just ended up going on both and losing both the fights. I think they were already screwed at that point, though, but that was the last nail in the coffin.
But this is what we're expecting from someone like a Techies. Techies makes you play a very different style of game to what you normally play. You might have had this vent in the early counter, the logic was right.
Yeah.
But obviously with every draft you play, you need to think about your transitions from early to mid to late.
He also has an impact that can't be read into just by the stats. Looking at the 2, 6, and 5 support Techie doesn't seem that impressive, but the way that it forces the enemy to buy so many sentries and be so careful about his burst, and even change the entire way they drafted. They had to pick the Dazzle Sven reactively. Yeah.
Not what they wanted to do, and C9 now find themselves now a 0-2 result, and Team Secret forwards themselves to the front of the group. For now, we'll throw it back to the couch.